Happy Thanksgiving and bang that table, brother. It's bangthebook.com. Brian Blessing with Kenny White. Hey, if we're going to talk football with you, let's go to a monster game. Why not? Denver's at Kansas City. Denver opened 3, Kenny. It is up to 4.5. The total's 48.5. We're in that dead area now, and you and I kind of kicking this around during the course of the week. You think this could go as high as 6?
I think it could. I think the general public will back Denver in the game, and I also feel that the balloon burst for Kansas City, and then they lost a little confidence. They did play well last week, but come on, giving up 41 points at San Diego. The defense fell apart. 2 injuries on the defensive side of the football as well. I think it's a team questioning themselves now.
In a bizarre way, because you win the game, maybe you get a tiebreaker advantage down the road. In a very weird way, maybe the worst thing that happened to Kansas City was that Denver lost to New England. They're coming in focused.
Well, that could be the worst thing for Kansas City because now Denver needs this game, obviously, to stay ahead in the division or get the lead and then hold the tiebreaker as well. 2-0. They won by 10 in Denver. Kansas City played absolutely one of their best games of the year, undefeated. They had so much confidence in that football game. I just don't see that happening this week. They went behind the barn and fought 2 weeks ago. Denver won. They're going back behind the barn to fight this week. I think Denver wins again.
Yeah, it's very hard to argue with that. The funny thing is that every now and then you step in front of that train, and I did in the game at Denver, 27-17. I think we see the same kind of thing here. Total's 48.5. It seems like a low number when you're talking about Denver, but the crowd noise, the weather, the whole shoot match, the importance of the game, I say under the total. But the one thing is, Manning, the most least affected player in the NFL by the crowd noise there?
Oh, I would say so, but maybe one of the most affected by wind. Yes. And there's a lot of talk about that right now. So it's one thing you have to check this time of year is the weather. I would probably pass on Denver if it was a windy day. Mm-hmm. But if it's not and it's nice, could be 40 degrees. I don't care what the temperature is. Could be 30 degrees. As long as there's no wind, I think he'll have a good day.
And just finally, as we always tell you, listen to the opinions coming out of Las Vegas, college football, but even in the NFL. Kansas City limped into their bye week. They should have lost at Buffalo. But from the get-go, even though they were unbeaten, and you give them full marks for who they had beat, you beat who's in front of you. But from a ratings perspective, they were never that high.
No, they're still in the middle of the pack in the NFL. Even when they were 9-0, they were still ranked around 15th in our power ratings. They are 1-4 ATS their last 5. They're 0-2 ATS their last 2 home games where they do have a strong home field. But when the visitor's the better team, it takes away home field advantage. I think Denver comes in here, they win by a touchdown or more.
And I would just say this for future references because a big picture, and you mentioned Manning with the wind, just throw a little extra at you. You've got that AFC, NFC number that's out there for the Super Bowl. And that number at 3, AFC, is clearly based on Denver, being the AFC representative. You saw Manning in cold, windy conditions. It can be a bit dicey. I think that's a number is going to start plummeting.
Well, it very well could because Seattle and New Orleans, I think, are as good as Denver. And if they played, I think the game is really closer to pick 'em, and quite possibly the NFC team being the favorite.
Bang the book.
Let's go. Happy Thanksgiving,
Happy
everybody.
Thanksgiving.
Enjoy
Go beat
your book.
Denver and KC. Have fun. Enjoy the NFL this weekend.